Okay, so today we're going to work on sales tax, which is something that whenever you buy something, you pay a sales tax, which is usually an additional interest here. It's about 7.25%, I think, in Catoosa County. Other places it's a little higher, other places it's a little lower. But sales tax is, say you go to Walmart and you buy some things, and at the end they have to add a amount to what you've spent. And so we're talking about today sales tax, tips. So like if you go to a restaurant and you have a wait person that brings your food out to you, a waiter or a waitress, I guess they call them servers now. If you have a server, you normally will pay a tip for good service. It's usually an average tip is about 15%. You can pay more if your service is really good. You could pay less, but I don't usually recommend that. I usually pay at least the 15%. And so you would have what your meal cost and then an additional percentage. You figure out what that is and you add that to it. And you also have what's called a markup. So when you go to places like Walmart or Target and you buy something, they buy it at what's called a wholesale price. So say they bought a game and they paid $5 for it. They're going to mark it up 1%, and it's usually probably 100% or 200%. And so they do the percent markup. They find the percent they want to mark it up, and then they add it to the wholesale cost that they paid. So we're building on what we did yesterday in class, which is finding the percent of a number. And then today we're going to find the percent of a number, and then we are going to add it to an amount to find a total price with a sales tax, or total price with a tip, or a total price if you're marking something up. So let's see what that looks like. So after shopping at Target, your bill was $45.75. If the tax rate is 8%, what is the amount of tax you will pay? So you would say $45.75 times 8%. And we're going to do that on our calculator, and we're going to get the amount of the tax. $45.75 times 8%. And let's take that off. And something is not right. It would not be $36. So, do you remember this morning or yesterday morning I was talking about how to do the hard reset? And let's enter that. So $45.75 times 8%. And $3.66. Oh, maybe I didn't do the percent sign. $3.66. That's the amount of the tax. So how are you going to find the total bill? Well, we're going to take the $45.75. We're going to add to that $3.66. Remember, when you're adding with decimals, you line them up. And then we can just add. So we still have the $3.66 there. We say plus $45.75. And so the total amount is $49.41 for the total. All right, you're shopping at Old Navy, and your bill is $36.50. If the tax rate is 6%, what's the total amount you'll pay? So it's $36.50. times 6%. You do that on your calculator. And so the tax is going to be $2.19. So what is the total bill? So you take your original amount of $36.50. To that, we're going to add $2.19. And so the total is $38.69. All right, the last one on sales tax. A Wii game has a sticker price of $135. If the tax rate is 8.5%, what is the amount of tax you will pay? So we take the total, $135, and we're going to multiply that by 8.5%. Make sure you put it in just like that with the decimal, 8.5, and make sure you use the percent sign. And so we get $11, and this doesn't really make sense as money. So this is our dimes, this is our pennies. So this 5 has to tell us how to round here to the hundreds. So 5 or more raise the score. So that 5 tells that 7 to go up to an 8. So it's $11.48. That's our tax. So how do we find the total bill? Well, we take the $135 price. We add $11.48 to it. So the total that we would have to pay for that game, including tax, is $146.48. No, I wrote tax, and that's just the total. So I don't think I have my whiteout, so I'll just cross it out and write total. That's why we use pencil in math. Okay, so that's sales tax. If you've got a question, get up and see a teacher. All right, so let's look at the next one. So tipping. So I already talked about tipping is when you go out to eat and you want to pay your server. There's also other instances where you might pay a tip. Say like when I go get a manicure, I pay a tip or a gratuity to the person doing my nails if they do a good job. Sometimes if you fly in the airport and someone helps you with your luggage, you pay them a tip. There's several different instances like that. A tip is normally a percent of what something costs you. So let's look at some different situations here. You ate at Logan's Steakhouse with your family. The bill was $48. You want to leave a 15% tip for your waitress. How much is the tip? So it's just like what we did with sales tax. We take the $48 and we multiply that by 15%. And you get $7.20 for your tip. So what's the total bill? Well, we have the $48 we spent on our food and drinks. To that, we're going to add the $7.20 tip. And so the total that we would need to pay is $55.20. Brian took Diane out to dinner. The meal cost $64. He wants to leave a decent tip, which is 15%. Diane says to leave $6. Brian doesn't think that's enough. How much tip should Brian leave? So it's $64, and he wants to leave a 15% tip. And let's see how much that is. Diane thinks $6 is enough. I'm not sure. I think that's going to be enough because 10% of 64 is $6.40. So $6 is not even a 10% tip, which is not good. 64 times 15%. So $9.60. So how much tip should Brian leave? Brian should leave $9.60 tip. Now, that's not the total bill, right? But they didn't ask us that. They didn't say what would the total bill be with a 15% tip. They're just asking how much tip should Brian leave. So make sure that you go back and that you read the question that they are asking you so that you can answer it appropriately. All right, 3. You and your friend ate at Chili's. Your order was buffalo wings, French fries, and a Coke. Your bill was $14.50. Your waiter was excellent and you want to leave a 20% tip. How much should you leave? So, how much is the tip? So, $14.50 is our bill times 20%. And I don't like that times sign, so I'm going to make it a dot. And let's do the work. $14.50 times 20%. And it is $2 and is that 9 cents or 90 cents? It's 99 and you can put a 0 there. So the tip is $2.90. So the total bill is $14.50 plus $2.90. And when you add that, you should get $17.40. All right, questions? Okay, let's put that one to the side. We've got one more sheet of notes to do, and then we'll get them put in our journal. And so this is on notes on percent markup. So let's look at the percent markup. And again, we talked about how this is, if you pay something a certain price and you want to make a profit, you're going to charge a percent markup. And so this is how you do the math. Example, the store bought a shirt at a wholesale price of $15 and marks up the price of the shirt 25%. What is the price of the markup? What is the actual price of the shirt? So this is how we did it, just like on the others. Here's our example. $15 times 25%. And so $3.75 is how much they mark up the shirt. So the actual price then that they're going to charge is the markup, $3.75 plus $15. So the sticker that they're going to put on there, like the price tag to the customer would be $18.75. Okay, so when you mark up, you should always add the two prices together. Markup means the price is going to go up. Sometimes people get confused between this and discounts, which is what we're going to do on Thursday. We're going to do discounts and mark things down. That's like when things are on sale. But this is talking about what the store does to make a profit. It's a mark up. So the price is going to go up, so you have to add the two together. All right, so let's try. Marco buys a certain brand of shampoo from a supplier for $7.25 per bottle. He sells it to his customers at a markup of 25%. What would the markup be? So let's figure out what the markup would be, and let's figure out what the new price would be. So $7.25, and we're going to multiply that by 25%. And we're going to get, let's do that, 725 times 25%. Okay, so as money, we can only go out to the penny. That's where the 1 is. So that 2 tells the 1 what to do. So 5 or more raise the score, so it's not going to go up because that's not a 5. So it's just going to stay $1.81. Make sure that you understand how to round your numbers. So this is the markup. So how would we find the total price? We would take $7.25. To that, we're going to add $1.81. And that makes the new price, or we would call it the actual price, because that's what they're going to price it on the price tag. Let's look at the second one. A company buys a pair of shoes for $14.99. They mark up the price 45%. How much is the market price? How much is the actual price? So we're going to buy those shoes. The company's going to buy them for $4.99. And we're going to mark it at 45%. So times 45%. $14.99 times 45%. And that is $6. And that 5 tells the 4 to go up to a 5. So $6.75 is the markup. So to find the actual price, we take that $14.99. To it, we add the markup of $6.75. For the total price, or the actual price now, what they're going to charge someone to buy the shoes is $21.74 is the actual price. Sometimes you might see that called the new price. What's the new price? What's the price they're going to charge the customer? That's how you find it. You find the percent of the number, and that's $6.75, and then you take it and you add the two together. All right, last one. The markup on a restaurant meal is 250%. A meal costs $7.25 to produce. How much will the customer be charged after the markup? So let's really make sense of what that's saying, 250%. So if they pay $7.25 to produce it, that means the food, the cost of the food, the employees that they have to pay, the building that they rent, the electricity, all the equipment, all of that. That's what it would cost them to produce a meal. So they're going to charge 250%. Well, let's think. 100% is $7.25. Another 100% for 200% is another $7.25. So we're already at 200%, we're at $14.50. So we know it's going to be more than that. So I want you to just make sure that when it is more than 100%, when it's more than 100%, it's going to be more than than the original price. So it's $7.25 times 250%. $7.25 times 250%. And so it is going to be $18.13 is the markup. So we still have to go back. We're going to take their original price, what it cost them to produce it. We are going to add $18.13. And we are going to get a total of $25.38 for the customer charge. That's how much we're going to charge the customer. $25.38. All right, so let's take this, let's get it put in our journal, and then we'll do a couple of the problems on the skills practice together. All right, so yesterday we did how to find the percent of a number on 61. So now we're on 62 and 63. So 62, let's put sales tax. 63, let's put tipping. turn the page. We're going to leave 64 on the left blank, and we're going to put markups on 65. Let's take a look at the table of contents. So here we are right here on 12/3, December 3rd, tax, tips, and markups. And that's page 62 to 65. Tomorrow, if you want to go ahead and do this for your table of content, 12/5, we're going to do discounts on page 67. So get this caught up, put your journal to the side, and let's take out the skills practice, and let's do a couple of these problems. So these problems are all tax, tip, markups. So they're all sales tax, tips, and markups. So you're going to do exactly like we did on our notes. You're going to find the percent of the number, and then you're just going to add together. So let's look at, let's do number 4. So the wholesale price of some socks is $2.99. We're going to mark them up 5.5%. So we're going to multiply that by 5.5%. So we're going to mark it up. So there's a 6 there. That's our penny. That 4 tells it to stay the same. So we're going to mark it up 16 cents. So not a big markup. So, and it says the directions say to find the total cost to the nearest penny. So we're going to take $2.99. We're going to add to that 16 cents. And so that should be $3.15. That's our total cost. Okay, that's all you're doing here on the front. I do want to see your work to where you are using a calculator, but to be able to use the calculator, you have to write down and show the math that you're doing. Show the multiplying by the percent, and then show adding the two costs together. So you're doing all of the problems on the front, all of the problems on the back. These are word problems, so word problems must have words in the answer. So let's take a look. This first one, what's the total cost of the skateboard? With the cost and the tax, you should know how to do that one. $18 haircut. He wants to tip 15%. What's the total cost of the haircut? 3 friends go out. The meal costs $46.50. We'll leave a 20% tip. What's the total cost, including the tip? The computer is $1,399 plus 6.5% tax. You can put that in just like that, or you could use 6.5% for your tax. Those are the same things, but you could put in that fraction. What's the total amount for the computer? Ivan bought these 2 magazines. So what's the sales tax if it was 6.75? No, 6.75%. What's the total amount? So this one's a little bit different. You're going to have to find the total for the magazines first. So you need to add those two together, get a total price, and then find the percent of the number, and then add it again. So this really should be 3 steps. This problem should be 3 steps. And the Stratton family had a meal catered for a wedding. The cost was $476. There was a 5% sales tax, and they left a 15% tip. What is the total cost, including the sales tax and the tip? Now, this is a little bit different. People want to add these two things together, And normally you do not pay tip on the sales tax. So you can say $476 plus 5%, $476 plus 15%, and then once you get those two amounts, you can add them all together. That's normally the way you're going to see it on your bill. So $476 times 5%, and that's $23.80 for the tax. 476 times 15%, and that's $71.40 for the tip. And then normally you have to say $476 plus $23.80 plus $71.40, and you add it all up. So 476 plus 2380 plus 7140, and you get $571.20 total. Now, what people often want to do is find the tax, add it together, and then find 15% of that. But you're finding 5% of this, 15% of this, and then adding the three together. So make sure that you know that's the way to do that. If you do not finish it today, hold on to it, and you'll get a chance to finish it in class tomorrow, and then you'll spend some time working on IXL. So if you have a question, get up and see a teacher, and they will help you out.